What's up, everybody? This is Trysta. Please subscribe to This League. Tap the bell, comment below, and give us a like. There is tea. Have you heard about this? Rachel Nichols, Maria Taylor tea. What do you know? Because I am going to go into the background of everything.
I mean, I've seen the recording, and I saw your tweet earlier today about how like it was reported like a year ago. So yeah, no, I'm interested to get the full story behind it. It basically just a lot of shady shit going on is what I would say.
There was like a 10,000 word New York Times article written, so I'm not even going to basically make someone read that. I'm just going to give you basically the story of how it all went down, right? So Rachel Nichols is an NBA host for ESPN. Rachel Nichols has been hosting The Jump for years. It's a show that she created, right? Now, Michelle Beadle used to host NBA Countdown. Michelle Beadle got very ratchet, got very upset with ESPN, had a departure that was very unceremonious. And when she left, Maria Taylor took over her spot on Get Up, but also her and Rachel Nichols, Maria Taylor and Rachel Nichols, basically co-hosted NBA Countdown. Some days would be Rachel, some days would be Maria. Do you remember this, Marty?
Yeah, I do. Yeah.
Okay. So Rachel Nichols goes to the bubble in Orlando. She gets a call from ESPN, and they're like, hey, Rachel, what do you think about doing Doris's job during the NBA Finals?
Right.
Why don't you be on the sidelines for this one? And Rachel Nichols is like, well, no.
Yeah, I'm a host. Yeah.
I'm the host of the NBA Countdown for the Finals. Rachel Nichols is pissed because who they're going to give the job to is Maria Taylor. Maria Taylor hosts, by the way, for anyone who doesn't know, Maria Taylor is the lead on ESPN College Game Day. She is also the lead host.
Pretty big show.
Pretty big show. Just the show that Sam Ponder was happy to have all by herself and that be the only job. So that's a huge job. She's also a co-host with Mike Greenberg on Get Up. Huge job. She's also doing some sideline reporting for certain games, for WNBA games and college basketball. She is a rising star at ESPN.
Certainly.
But she's also co-hosting NBA Countdown, and Rachel Nichols is furious that they're going to give the job to Maria Taylor, probably for the foreseeable future. All of this was happening amidst the world burning down. Truly burning. Protests were going on in Portland. You had Kenosha that was going on in Wisconsin, where games were being missed. The Milwaukee Bucks did not play. So all of this is happening with major turmoil in society.
And the NBA is like at the forefront of it all.
And the NBA is at the forefront of it all. Rachel Nichols then calls her friend Adam Mendelsohn. Adam Mendelsohn is a longtime advisor to the king. The king, LeBron James. LeBron James. She calls to do an interview with LeBron, wants to do an interview with Anthony Davis. But meanwhile, she also wants Adam Mendelsohn's advice. The problem is that conversation was being recorded over Zoom. Everyone turn their Zoom off. Just turn your Zoom off at all times. Just shut your laptop down. Just shut your laptop down. I don't know what happened, but the entire 1 hour long conversation with LeBron James's advisor was caught on tape. And she says to him, basically what I tell you, what ESPN people said to her. And she was like, I don't care that you guys have a crappy record with racial issues at this company. I don't want you taking my job over this.
Mm-hmm.
And Adam Mendelsohn says, man, I am so tired and exhausted from Me Too and Black Lives Matter. I don't even know what to do. That's a bad quote. Then Rachel Nichols says, I wish Maria Taylor all the success in the world. She covers football. She covers basketball. If you need to give her more things to do because you're feeling pressure about your crappy long-time record on diversity, which, by the way, I know personally from the female side of it, go for it. Just find it somewhere else. You're not going to find it from me taking my thing away. That was a year ago.
Yeah.
That was leaked to Deadspin a year ago. Deadspin decided to make this a peephole story like Aaron Andrews. They said in their reporting there was nothing untoward that Rachel Nichols said. We didn't get to hear the tape, of course. Nothing untoward that Rachel Nichols said, but it was basically some creep came in and peepholed on Rachel Nichols, tried to send it to Deadspin so they would cancel her. And you know what? Shame on you for trying to get us to cancel Rachel Nichols. We're not going to cancel her. We're not going to send the video out. Yada, yada, yada. Also,
it's so bizarre who they choose to protect, you know? Like,
I think so too.
I mean, I guess because, I mean, Rachel, she's always, you know, at the like utmost of her performative wokeness that Deadspin was just like, oh, like we'll chill on this.
They pick and choose.
Like,
who
is there more to it than that? Like, that's kind of how I feel it went.
I have no idea why they would choose it that way because it's very clearly a problem.
Yeah.
This quote is very clearly not great for Rachel.
Also, kind of weird that she went to LeBron's guy for advice. Doesn't that ring like a little weird to you? That like
Rachel Nichols is going to go to Adam Mendelsohn regardless, right? Because she has to interview. She has to interview AD and LeBron. That's the only way that she can get to AD and LeBron is through him. But she has been in the LeBron James camp for years. She has a very close relationship with that entire business side. So if you've got a guy like Adam Mendelsohn, who is a strategic boss in the NBA arena, she's like, what should I do? And Adam Mendelsohn basically says, the baller move is to go to ESPN and say, listen, you're pitting two women against each other for one job. This is a problem with ESPN as a company that you two need to compete. I don't know what she ended up saying to ESPN, but it turns out Maria Taylor gets this leaked video sent to her from one of her social media producers. And then Maria Taylor goes to HR. What happens to Rachel Nichols, you might ask, Marty? Not a goddamn thing happens to Rachel Nichols. But the producer gets demoted and now has left ESPN. The social media producer was a woman of color named Kayla Johnson. I know Kayla personally. Great girl. Very funny. Very smart. Wish her well in all her future endeavors. Maria Taylor then puts out, right around that time, she responded in the moment in a way we had no idea as public what was going on. I am going to play the clip.
Hey, Black woman. I just wanted you to know that you're pretty dope. Like, I don't care what society tells you. They might tell you that your skin's not pretty enough, that there's not enough shades to match your makeup, that although all women make 82 cents to the dollar on white men, you make 62 cents. They may tell you that you don't deserve that promotion, even though you know you do. They may tell you that when you get the promotion that you only got it because you were black. But we know that's not true. I just want you to know that I believe in you. So resist the urge to fall in line. Don't be humble, go brag, because you are so fine. You're the only one that can do what you do on a daily basis and never say boo-hoo to anyone because you are the one, the Black woman that's stronger than everyone.
First of all, amazing spoken word by Maria Taylor. The cadence was on a level as a jazz performance center where it's like, right on. Maria, you know?
It was an intense video. It was like a slam poetry type
It was
thing.
like slam poetry, Maria Taylor, because you are the one. Also, at the same time, it's worth noting that Maria Taylor was in contract negotiations with ESPN. She was wanting $8 million a year, currently making $1 million a year. They offered her $5 million. She turned it down. Marty, do you know what percentage 5 is of 8? 62%, Marty.
Okay,
just the same number that Maria Taylor was saying that black women make opposed to white men. This doesn't need to be me going into every single specific detail, but I'm telling you, this is drama. And this doesn't even include the fallout. So the fallout of this is that Maria Taylor does get the countdown job. And Rachel Nichols does become the sideline reporter. And then what happens? Maria Taylor does not want to fuck with Rachel Nichols anymore. Because what? Like, you're talking shit about me to LeBron James's people. Now, I can't go to LeBron James's people because they think the only reason I got the job was because it looks good to ESPN. Yeah. And it's the right time for a woman of color to be in this role, not because I deserved it. Now, truthfully, Marty, you can deserve something, and also it happened at that moment because it's the right time in that moment.
Yeah, no, I mean, my whole take on the thing is, like, I don't think that anything Rachel said was necessarily, like, wrong or incorrect about how she was feeling in that situation, but it was so unfair who she said it to and just the overall, like, sentiment behind how she said it. That's kind of how I feel.
I think as a woman in media, you can be frustrated.
Right.
You can feel that your job is being taken away to go to another woman. Mm-hmm. That is, we'll say, beneficial to the company's optics at the moment. And truthfully, it was. And it is. There needs to be more representation at ESPN of women of color. And Maria Taylor has opened up the door for more women of color like Malika Andrews and Kimberly Taylor and all these other women that she has on ESPN NBA Countdown now. Mm-hmm. She has pushed herself through the doors, elbowed her way in, and brought women of color with her. That's dope. Yeah. If you're Rachel Nichols, you also have a reason and a right to feel like this is fucked up. This is like my job. This was in my contract. Now my job's been taken, and like we're just not gonna act like that should make me feel like shit. But to have it on a hot mic, it's bad. And the way it sounded bad. Sounded very much like you thought she didn't deserve that role at that moment.
Sure. Yeah.
So then Steven Jackson decides to talk about it. And Steven Jackson is getting... Oh, also, by the way, Rachel Nichols is currently getting flamed by Black Twitter. Flamed. If you have a few minutes of spare time, just go ahead and search in Twitter Rachel Nichols. Because it is fucking funny. It is super funny. Just do that. I'm not even going to read them, but...
Well, the always poignant Steven Jackson.
So Steven Jackson comes out, and this is what he has to say.
We all ramble. We say things when we're frustrated, and you know, Rachel did deserve that job. It's just plain and simple. I talked to Rachel, and I know a lot of things she was saying out of frustration because ESPN put her in a bad position, and they even put Maria in a position of trying to give Maria a sympathy job. They was trying to make themselves look good. Because all the Black Lives Matter and the George Floyd stuff was going on. So ESPN tried to make themselves look good by taking the job from Rachel that she had already had, that they'd already told her she had, that she deserved, and give it to Maria just to make themselves look good. It wasn't a genuine job they wanted to give Maria. It's ESPN is behind all this, boy. It's all their fault. You know what I'm saying? I can't blame Rachel. I love Rachel, and I'm going to stand behind her. I spoke to her. And I'm going to stand behind Maria, too. But ESPN, y'all some suckers. Y'all some suckers because y'all did this. Y'all tried to give Maria a job and it wasn't genuine. And look what happened.
Yikes. I mean, so much there. So much there. Do you think that the rest of the league is standing by Rachel Nichols, Marty?
I would guess. Yeah, I would guess it's kind of a mixed bag.
The answer is no.
Not at all.
They are not. Let's go through some of them.
How bad is it?
I mean, it's bad. John Morant, keep going, Queen. Maria Taylor. Kevin Porter Jr., who goes by Scoot. Didn't know that. I don't know if anybody knows that, but Kevin Porter Jr.'s nickname is Scoot. Maria Taylor, we stand with you. Such a great soul. Love to one of our Black queens. Jamal Crawford, we stand with Maria Taylor. Taylor Rook, sending love and support to my dear friend Maria Taylor. Maria has always been an advocate, a sister, and a gracious human being. The fact that she is an absolute star and generational talent is only icing on the cake. Proud of you, Black woman. Emmanuel Acho, always thought Maria Taylor was great on television, and then I worked with her and realized I was wrong. She's elite. Keep being great, Maria Taylor.
Did he tweet that after the javelin weed tweet that he
had? Yes.
Okay.
Of
all
course.
Just wanted to throw that in
Protect
there.
Maria Taylor at all costs. Wesley Lowry. Ryan Clark, Maria Taylor is a queen, excellent at her job, and a superstar human. I'm rocking with her all day, every day. Taylor Tannenbaum, Astasia Will, Kareth Burke. Don't forget, ESPN tried to make Maria Taylor look greedy on the way out. The story is from 4 days ago. Wonder why it came out. The story that Kareth Burke is discussing is a New York Post article that came out 4 days before this New York Times article. Basically, ESPN trying to get out on the front end of it, saying, hey, Maria Taylor wants Stephen A. Smith money. Sick 'em. Go get her.
Stephen A. Smith money?
She wants $8 million a year. They offered Maria Taylor $5 million. Maria Taylor said no. Now the pandemic, now all these ESPN cuts. Now they're offering Maria Taylor somewhere around 2 to 3. So now there's some questionable motives, possibly, about this New York Times article coming out right now, which makes Maria Taylor look really good, makes ESPN look really bad, makes Rachel Nichols look really bad. It's complicated. 1, Maria Taylor has leverage. 2, ESPN does not. 3, Rachel Nichols looks fucking bad. Also, by the way, all of the NBA Countdown people went on strike. They decided if you're going to try to force Maria to be with Rachel on camera, we are all going to not work. Woj then had to step in.
I saw the Woj quote.
And Woj said, yeah, Rachel Nichols is not a team player. And when Woj says that, that's when you know it's time for you to step aside.
Yeah, I can't imagine Woj like being rude daily. I don't know. He just seems like he would be such a pleasant man to work with.
Straight down the middle, Woj just reports the news, only Woj. And Woj is like, yeah, Rachel's not a team player.
Yeah, fuck her.
Let her go. Let her do her own thing, you know? And we've always said, I've said this for a while now, we are not a pro Rachel Nichols podcast. This has never been a pro Rachel Nichols podcast.
Yeah, I've never actually I was about to say I've never outright disliked her. I have, because she was a big feeder of the like Devin Booker wants out of Phoenix narrative. So like, yeah, fuck Rachel Nichols forever. But like it kind of makes a lot of sense when you think about it that she has this type of relationship with her coworkers, honestly. It kind of makes sense.
And I think if you say to yourself, is Rachel Nichols in the wrong? And is the hot mic just her voicing her frustrations like Steven Jackson says? The only thing you can point to is how her coworkers reacted, which is they all said, fuck Rachel Nichols, I stand with Maria Taylor. And to me, that's the end all be all.
That is a good point. Yeah,
when you got Jay Williams, Jalen Rose, Woj, straight down the middle, Woj, being like, yeah, we stand with Maria. We're happy to not work at all until this gets sorted. That's all you need to know.
Here's our chance to bag on Rachel Nichols finally.
Here's our chance to finally say what it is. They're saying the quiet part quiet, but they're saying it with their actions out loud, which is fuck Rachel Nichols.
Yeah.
So what does this mean for everything going forward? I don't think it's good. I don't think it's good for Rachel at all. I asked somebody who's close to the league, hey, does Rachel Nichols take a hit in her reputation with players after this? And they're like, how could it not? And also, LeBron James can't be connected to her in the same way because LeBron James is creating a More Than a Vote campaign. He's pushing for social justice and activism and equality. You can't have someone who's now labeled a Karen in your camp. Can't. And now this Mendelsohn guy, the one who helped LeBron James start More Than a Vote, he's also persona non grata.
Yeah, it's got to be not a good day for him as well.
And if you're Maria Taylor, your stock is at an all-time high. Like, it's time for you. Oh, by the way, her contract expires in 3 weeks in the middle of the finals. So, what does she do? Where does she go?
I think you're about to get that house on the hills, Maria.
I think Maria's about to get the bag. Money, money, money.